Metha and Huda are students at Zayed University. Their professor asked them to write a research paper. They use the library and the internet to collect sources.
I found lots of books and articles.
And I found many websites and online articles.
Wow, this is so much. Where do we start?
I don't know.
Well, what should they do? If you read and take notes from an unreliable source, you could find and use incorrect information. Also, you could lose grades on your assignment. To avoid this, evaluate your sources first. So, you need to evaluate your sources. First, make sure that you understand what is meant by evaluating sources. Click the Help icon for an explanation. Whether you use a journal article, a website, a book, an encyclopedia, or any other information source, you must evaluate currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. Click the criteria you would like to start with to help the students evaluate their sources.
How will we evaluate the authority of different sources?
We need to know what to look for and where to find it. Let's consult our pal.
Great. Let's get started. We will need to evaluate authority by determining who the author is, looking at the author's credentials, and looking at the publisher.
Does this mean we have to go over all our sources again and again to do this?
Yes, we don't want to use unreliable sources and lose grades on our assignment.
What difference does it make? We can cite the source and that is good enough.
Citing an unreliable source means we were not serious, and we do not care.
Well done. Keep going.
Come on, we need to do this. Let's see what the PAL means.
Select one of the three choices. Find out who the author is. The author's name appears on the title page of a book, on top of the first page in an article or a book chapter, at the beginning or end of an encyclopedia article, and at the top or bottom of a web page.
Great. Let's find the author's name.
Don't you think we should create two folders? One for reliable sources and another for unreliable?
Good idea.
The author of this book is Daniel Perlmutter and Robert Rothstein.
The author of the website is Anup Shah.
There is no author for this news article.
The author of this webpage is the IPCC, or Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. One of the authors of this journal article is Richard Moss.
Drag and drop the sources in the right folder. Excellent. Now click on the Next button to see what our friends are doing next. Select one of the three choices. You can rely on sources written by credible authors. Good credentials include holding a relevant university degree, affiliated with a recognized and reputable institution, having relevant experience or other writings on the subject. You can find this information by examining your source or searching the web.
We have 6 sources. Each one of us will check the credentials of 3 authors.
Okay.
Why don't you evaluate the credentials of the authors too? Look at each of the following sources and decide which author is credible and which one is not. One of the 3 choices. You are almost done, but you must evaluate the publisher. You can find out if the publisher is known for scholarly publications and if it has a rigorous peer review process. This will indicate quality publications. The best way to do this is to visit the publisher's website.
What about websites? They don't seem to have a publisher, and we want to use them in our research?
We can paraphrase the information and pretend that it is ours.
Absolutely not. This is unethical. It's a form of plagiarism, and it does not help us. We need to learn how to evaluate websites.
Well done. This would definitely be regarded as plagiarism, and your professor can fail you for it.
Well, what do we do then?
If you are using a website, pay attention to the domain name .com, .edu, .org, .ae. .com means that this is a commercial and profit-driven organization, and this might lead to biases or inaccuracy. As for .org, it means that this is a non-commercial and not-for-profit website, and the information would be more reliable. Still, pay attention to ideological biases. .edu means this website is for an educational institution, and in general, these are reliable. .ae is a country code for the UAE, and these government websites are also usually reliable.
This is so complicated.
It's not. We are just not used to doing it.
Remember, each piece of information must be critically evaluated for quality. When you notice a contradiction or a bias in any source, make sure you do extra research to evaluate other elements. Well, our friends seem a little worried. Let's help them.